Hello everyone, welcome to TSchitchat. My name is Lily. Today with me is Emms.
Hi. Hello.
I meet Emms during the Miss Gay and Miss Transsexual Beauty Pageant.
Yeah.
2013. Oh, I can remember this time.
Yeah.
So, but I cannot remember. Are you Miss Japan?
I was Miss Japan.
Oh.
Yeah. And I had a funny name, which actually sounds funny to Filipinos. So.
Why do you mean funny name? I didn't know that.
You didn't know?
What is the funny name?
You remember Fokeko Wasakna?
Yes. I remember. yes. That's clever. So, Ems, when I do this interview, I'm normally very nervous. So we're gonna start with something really easy. Well, not actually easy because I think the topic is quite tough. I'm gonna talk about star sign.
Star sign. Okay.
Yes, right. And you are like me, Capricorn. Mm-hmm. And you are on the 1st of January.
1st of January.
Wow. Yeah. So, according with my research, I used to talk a lot about different personality and traits. Mm-hmm. This time I only want to pick one or two things. So, when it comes to Capricorn, I think a lot of people think Capricorn is very hardworking and self-control. Mm-hmm. What do you think about this personality?
Well, hardworking. What is hardworking in the first place? Like just I can be hardworking in other aspects. Like if I think about work, for example, or when I used to be a student, I work hard at the point when I need to.
Okay.
It's not that I always work hard. I also know how to play hard.
Okay.
So being a hard worker is just know the right time to apply that kind of trait into what I do so that I would get the things that I need to do and accomplish.
Yep. Yeah. Last time when I met you, you told me that, you have this mortgage commitment.
Yeah.
And then how do you finance yourself around all this commitment?
Yeah.
It proves you're such a hard worker.
Well, that's... Yeah, I guess so.
You know what I mean?
Then just because... And the commitment. So I think being a hard worker actually also shows your commitment on accomplishing what you need to accomplish.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
How about the self-control part?
Self-control...
Are you a control freak?
I wouldn't say I'm a control freak in terms... Because for me, when you say control freak, there's kind of a connotation there that it goes out of yourself that you want to control other people as well.
Okay.
I'm not like that. But I'm controlling of myself. Like I control my emotions. I control... I have a very stern self-control. Emotionally or in terms of relationships, for example. Okay. It's like I'm not that easy to let go of myself. So there's a bit of self-control in there. Yeah.
Okay. So
I think
So you don't.
True.
So you think you don't control other people. You only try to control yourself.
Yes, that's true.
Because this is what you're telling me. So I have to use the word you think, okay?
Yeah.
Because from other people, they might have a different perspective, you know?
Exactly.
If you have that controlling nature. Mm-hmm. Okay. How about negativity? The negative part. Ooh. Because I'm a Capricorn as well, okay?
So you know yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
They say cannot forgive. Oh my god, I don't know what to say. Because I'm a Capricorn.
I'm gonna have to ask you that. Well, in some way it's true because when I was younger, I think it's more of proud. In relation to that, a Capricorn is proud.
Okay. They have too much pride?
Yeah, there's so much pride. I mean, when I was growing up, for example, if someone would wrong me, I'm not gonna talk to that person anymore again.
Really?
Yeah, it's something like that. So, I was young. But that's how I was like, I can remember first year high school, like if a friend would wrong me, I'm not gonna start talking to that friend anymore.
Wow.
So in a way, it's related to be unable to forgive. But when I've grown up and I've become mature, I would like to think that I'm more mature now than I was before. So I've started to realize that it doesn't really do me any good.
Okay.
Because
But how about if the person wrong you 2 or 3 times?
oh, that's really bad. Like, I mean, then you're in the bad company.
Because when you say this, I feel with what you just said, I feel like, oh my god, I feel
Yeah.
like this is my case as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's one thing to forgive, but it's also another to realize if you're in good company or not.
Yes.
Like, because you can forgive a friend who did something to you, either intentionally or unintentionally, but wants to patch things up. So
Yeah.
why not forgive that person?
Yeah.
But if a person is just simply rude to you, in the first place, there's nothing to forgive. You just have to leave, because that person, you can't change that person,
Yeah, no, totally.
because it's not gonna do you any good anyway. And then
I agree because
yeah.
don't worry so much. But I agree because I know I'm someone like that as well. Yeah.
But on a corporate setting, in work, you cannot avoid. So you'll have to deal with these types of people.
Oh.
So I mean, like, I work in a corporate setting. So
And your work is
I'm in IT.
okay.
So yeah. So you'll come across people who are rude. You'll come across people who are political, who are manipulative. So you just need to be able to deal with this in a professional manner. Like, that's in work, and you can't not talk to them because you have to work with them.
Yeah.
So, but on my personal life, if I encounter such people, I'm just gonna stop being, associated. It doesn't have to be that I will have to quarrel with them.
Yeah, I know what you
just
mean. I know what you.
Yeah, like, I mean, just put some distance. And if I see them in the streets, I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna say hi. Just be civil.
Yeah. Because recently I met this guy that I don't want to have any relation with him anymore. But when I saw him at the street, I still chatting up,
Yeah.
put on this face, being an actress,
Being an actress.
Oscar nomination, But I think that is.
Yeah, I saw your award, Lily.
Yeah, about Oscar,
Yeah.
I think that is important because when you to a certain age, you still have to kind of, okay with this person. Well, not okay, you just have to be smart.
Yeah, and then I'm very sure those people whom you don't get along with, they get along with other people. Because, for example, from my perspective, I could be right, and then from the perspective of the other person who I have a conflict with, she is right.
Yes. I agree. I think when you're young, you don't think about that, and sometimes we can be the one that to blame. Anyway, so we haven't catch up for a long time. So last time we met is because we go to the same meeting at the White Gender.
Yeah.
And then I said to you, "Oh, Mimi, so now how's it going?" And then we go for dinner, And then I would start. I'm just using my Playboy mouth. I just say, "Oh, Mimi."
Playboy mouth.
Well,
okay.
big mouth, my big mouth. I just say,
All right.
"Mimi, what happened? How are you? How is your relationship?" And then we starting to talk about so many things about relationship.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Oh my God, this why we have this interview." So how are you going with your relationship?
I'm currently single.
Okay.
And available.
Available.
So I dated a few guys before, but they really haven't worked out, in a sense that it's more of they haven't been really that of a long term
Okay.
like relationship.
What's
so
wrong with them?
I don't think there's anything wrong with them.
It must be because we are same star sign.
No, I think sometimes I would even think that there was something that I was at fault with. For example, I won't name any names, but there was some point that I was kind of seeing two guys.
Okay.
So one was, I could feel his sincerity. It's just that my attraction towards the other guy was stronger. And aside from that, there were a lot of things going on in my life. So I didn't want to be unfair to the guy who was sincere, because I wanted to free him up. So that's why I stopped the relationship.
So how long you seeing both of them and then you decide to stop?
Probably almost 8 months, maybe.
Okay.
8 months. And then it's just that I was also going. It's not just about also having another guy, like dating two guys, but it was also at that point I was also going through some other things in my life. Like I had a best friend who had cancer, so I had so many stuff going on. So I needed to let go of things. And then that relationship for me was not really beneficial to me. And it being not beneficial to me, I would be unfair to keep holding on to that relationship. I would be unfair to him when he could have a chance to be someone else who can, be give him what he needs.
So before we go any further, I want to say that I prefer one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but recently I started to watch about other things on the internet.
Yeah.
They're talking about how girl maybe should also consider have one or few relationship.
Open, yeah.
Going on before you actually settle down to one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how you feeling when you have two things going on? Is easy for you, or
I think it's my mistake at that time was I didn't talk to both guys that I was dating other guys.
Okay.
So it's but the thing is, we never really had any talk about relationship as well. We were just going out,
and having fun.
and it's not just fun, because we were just we'd go out,
Okay.
it's not just we're meeting up in the house.
But when you say you're not talking about the relationship when you guys dating, right?
Mm.
Are you consciously or unconsciously doing it? Because consciously it's it's I'm dating two person now,
Yeah.
So I haven't made my decisions yet, so I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's some way like that. At that time when the first guy, I'd been seeing him for a while. And then the second guy, he just came a bit later. So that's when I saw him for about 8 months. So I didn't want to lose both of them. So I think that's the problem there. So that's why I never talked to them about it. But the first guy as well, it was more of kind of a sexual relationship.
Oh.
So it's
nasty.
So I mean, so it's because of that. I didn't want to lose both of them, so I never really, brought up the subject of relationships. But you can tell, the guy who was out with for about 8 months, you can tell that he was sincere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you left the sincere one go.
Yeah.
So what happened to the other one?
That also didn't work out.
Okay.
So I think he was going through some problems of his own, some issues of his own. So we actually went our separate ways as well. And then that's also the same time that I was going through my own emotional turmoil, because I had my friend pass away. So I had to deal with that grief for about a year. So even the guy whom I dated for 8 months, he came back and we were talking, but I didn't want to give him the a false hope that I want to take him back.
What do you mean false hope?
No, because I didn't want to ask him out again because I know that I was still not stable emotionally during that year. So it's not gonna be fair.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, like, that was the past. So after that, I had a few strings of relationships, like just short relationships, maybe 3 months, 4 months, and then these new ones is that I'm a little bit guarded, especially when I know the guy likes trans so much.
What do you mean?
Like, because those two guys that I dated before, they're straight, and I was the first trans for them.
Okay.
So it's like, and then they've only been, I knew that they were loyal to me. So it's like, but when you start going out with guys who date, like, who've been with other trans
your cousin,
before,
your dead cousin, your dead cousin.
so it's like, I'm thinking, I'm a bit paranoid, like, who has he been with before? Like, because especially in the Filipino trans community, there's so many Filipino trans.
But are you really care about that?
In a way, yes, because I find it awkward. Like, if, for example, Lily, I date this guy, okay, and then we get to know each other, and then I ask him, like, so you've been with trans before? So yes, few. And then, have you dated a trans before? Yes, few. And then we meet in the mall, and then you go, oh my god, I know that guy. See how awkward it is? I've always been the one. There had been occasions before where if I dated a guy and he would talk about some other trans whom he would like, I would already stop that communication. Because what's the point?
Are you that strict?
Yeah. I mean, like, especially if I know the other trans that they've dated with, I don't want any complications. I don't want any awkward situations. Like, see, for example, if you dated one guy, Lily, and then I started dating him, how would you feel?
It's okay.
Nah, it's not gonna be okay. It's just okay to say that, but a little part of you will wonder.
I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna show you this secret. But in a second, I have to check this camera. So yes, this guy on the dating website, right? Mm-hmm. So we're supposed to meet, and we end up didn't meet. Mm-hmm. Okay, so and then later on, I saw one of our friend is seeing this guy, and then it feel like later on they are no more together, and this guy during the time still try to talk to me.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did you feel about it?
Because this girl, I like her a lot, so I choose not to see this guy. But I'm not saying, but a lot of time I'm still really tempting because I really feel like I want to see this guy.
Yeah.
You know, but because of her, I choose. Yeah.
Yeah, the same.
But maybe I should just ask her. And do you mind if I just go out with him for some nasty?
Yeah, ask her. Like, I mean.
But don't you feel you're gonna feel humiliated?
I don't think not humiliated, but I don't know, because a part of you is still attached to that guy, like, in some way. So that's why I avoid.
How about guys who you have fun with, and then with another girl? Because this guy I have fun with, you know, and afterward I just think he's a lousy guy. Okay, so
lousy in terms of what?
No, it's a behavior.
Okay,
it's a behavior. Yeah. Is really lousy, you know. Mm-hmm. So and then I saw him with another girl, you know, at the Miss Gay Miss Transsexual pageant. And then he is with this girl, walking around behind her like the puppy, you know. And then I just said, "Oh my God, I cannot believe
See how awkward it is?
Well, no. I'm not feeling awkward.
Okay.
I just cannot believe she will take this kind of man. I thought she have a better standard.
Yeah. Well, probably you weren't compatible, and they're probably compatible.
Yeah, true. You know,
Mm.
but I still think he's very shady. Yeah. After we have sex, he asked me for drugs.
No. Yeah, you have to avoid that.
And he asked me. He says, if you want me to, we talking about sex, right? I said, I can do more things if you give me drugs. And what the fuck is this? Today, I have to look at my audience. Today, everyone, Emmy is going to a date.
Just a dinner date. Just a dinner date.
Yeah. And I said to her, why don't you go and watch a movie?
No, I don't want to watch a movie on the first date. It's because for me that's not a way to get to know a person. The first thing it's to get to know a person, and if you want the guy to take you seriously, is talk.
Okay.
Like if you bring
to
him,
find out the person.
Yeah, if you bring him to your bed right away, it's like you're just making it easy. And that's the problem with dating nowadays.
Oh my god, that's me all the time.
Yeah, and that's the problem with dating nowadays. It's like, where was the time when there is a joy of getting to know a person, and then that the guy will value you more if he gets you, or you get each other with some work. It's not like an easy text, like let's have fun now, and then you call it a relationship right away. It's not gonna last.
Okay.
Trust me.
So in your case, how long normally takes you to go to doing the nasty?
It depends. No, it actually depends. I dated one.
So you prefer not go straight to the nasty?
Ideally, yes. I would like to go out on a few dates, and then see how compatible we are, if we're comfortable. At the same time, it's also not like a strict rule.
Okay.
Because it could happen
if you feel the fire.
Yeah, but for me, I prefer going out first and then see, because it says something as well of the character of the guy. Like, he is not afraid to take you out.
Yes.
He is not paranoid that he's going out with a transgender.
Yes.
So for me, that's important, because you can see how mature the guy is, and then at the same time the value that the possible value that he will have on your relationship, because he respects you and not just sees you as someone he can bed with right away. Yeah.
Because one of my friends once said, if you want to have a relationship with a guy, the first thing you should do with him is actually have a dinner or coffee somewhere else, so you are seen in the public.
Yeah.
And so that he's not afraid.
Yeah.
But for my case, I'm just lazy. I just want to do having fun. I just want some fun.
And there's no problem with that, Lily, because we have different things, like we deal with different things, and then as long as you are happy doing it and you don't feel bad at the end of doing it, then go ahead. Like, I think the problem also sometimes is that we demonize these practices. I mean, like, there are pros and cons, and we just have to learn that we are enjoying whatever we're doing, and then we are exercising our right to do it.
Yes.
At the same time, you are not stepping on other people's rights, or you are not hurting other people. Like, you are not hurting the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes, I feel frustrated, because after we having fun, and then I feel like, are you going to leave right now? I got things to do.
So you want him to leave?
I know.
Okay.
I'm terrible. Well,
yeah, that's all. I think you should probably. I think some guys are like that,
But I think my situation is slightly different, because for the past few years I'm super busy. I feel like I have so many things I have to do, so many things I have to study and things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to have the coffee. I just need the companionship, and I just want some love and fun. So for me, pretty much, come in, get out right now,
Why some guys they always want to stay back?
Well, I don't know, but normally my trick is, I just jump to the shower. I have my own shower, and I will say, "Now your turn."
So you're just actually on for the fun. No, for me, Lily, we have to go out. We have to eat.
Okay,
So,
they like to do the other stuff.
Yeah.
So tell me about this guy. Where did you meet him, and how long you been talking to this guy?
I spoke with him, I think 2 months ago.
Okay.
In one of the apps, dating apps. So we exchanged number, and in that dating app, I get frustrated because everyone there just wants to sleep with you right away.
Yes.
So and then that's the thing that's I really don't like is that when they find out you're a transgender, instantly they look at you as some kind of a sex object. They look at women like that as well, but they're more subtle in dealing with women. Whereas transgender, they're gonna send you their dick pics right away.
Okay.
So I mean, I kind of don't like it. So
But good for people like me.
yeah, I mean, if it works for you, then fine. But for me, it's so frustrating. Can we just have a proper conversation first, and then but him. We talked and then we exchanged numbers and then we were talking, but we were also planning to meet up, but it didn't happen because the next time I saw his photo in the messaging app that we were using, he already had a girl. So I assumed that he already had a girlfriend, and then just yesterday he sent me a message in another app, and then I told him we've already spoken before. I still have your number. I thought you already have a girlfriend, and then he said. We already broke up because so it didn't work out. So, and then we were talking for a long time yesterday, and then
Talking or texting?
texting.
Long time. Oh my god, I cannot stand
2
it.
hours maybe. Texting.
Oh my god. So I mean that is like, you text one, you have to wait for 1 minute.
Well, it's instantaneous, and you don't have to wait, and you can just
I can't
do your
stand
stuff.
texting.
Yeah, but anyway.
It drives me crazy.
But anyway, so we agreed that we'll have dinner tonight.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Well, good luck.
Yeah. So, but it's still dating. So, yeah, it's not yet a relationship or anything.
Do you have a standard of what? Do you know what you are looking for?
That's the thing. I'm a little picky. Ideally, I would like someone who's smart.
Okay. Oh, that's important. So important.
Yeah, I don't. And then I of course want a guy who is sure of himself.
Ooh.
And he knows what he's doing. He's I don't want a guy who has a lot of issues. So I don't want to deal with that. And then brave. He needs to be brave.
What do you mean brave?
He's not going to be ashamed being out with me. Although I would say I'd say that I'm passable enough to be out, but some guys are still quite paranoid.
Yes.
So I don't want to deal with that kind of guy who's paranoid, uncomfortable being with me in public. So that's for sure. And it doesn't hurt if he's also good looking.
Absolutely. Yeah. But when you talk about the guys have less issue and being brave, I mean, isn't it? This is so tough to being a transgender. Not only we have to face so many discrimination in life, and our boyfriend also have to go through so much, in a battle, like identify who they are, and how not, care about how people look at them, things like that. Yeah, it's quite tough. That's why we have such a hard life.
Yeah, and then so it is true, and I think that's why some guys, I met one guy who didn't want to take me out. He just wants to make. I couldn't really basically I was texting this guy. He wants to meet up, but he doesn't want to take me out, and he wants to meet in person in my place. But he said he's open to a relationship. But for me, it doesn't work like that. If you can take me out, we're not in a relationship. Like, it's just gonna be a sexual relationship. So, but because he has so much issues with that, like he's so attracted with trans, but that he's open to have a relationship with trans, but he can't go out with the trans. So you are right. Those are issues that we have to deal with.
Sorry, time up because for the camera. Yeah, that's why, I find that, being trans is quite tough, Not only this why, beautiful woman like me still single.
But it's because when you have guys,
okay,
you just want him
I know.
Here
I miss out my chances. I miss out my chances. Seriously, I miss out. And I used to meet this guy that that we only having fun, and then we've been seeing each other for a while, right? And then he disappeared. So like last year, like beginning of the year, I said, oh, maybe I should see him again. So I sent him a text message. He got some few reply.
Yeah.
But then he didn't see me, and then I think few weeks ago I also sent him a text, still no reply.
Is he based here?
Yeah, but I think he's moved on already.
Okay, yeah.
So I just miss my boat, But for talking about online dating app, so I told you before, I want to share you some story.
Which story?
Well, this is not a hot young guy,
Okay.
But this is just a young guy, and then we actually go out for the coffee. Okay, we go out for the coffee, and I think he's aspiring to be an actor or something, But and then he tell me what he want to do, blah blah blah, And then he told me something happened on the Sunday or one day, right? He drive this car, and this person just do some crazy turn or whatever, and then he feels so angry. So he know a police friend. So he says, he called this police friend and say something like, oh, this guy throw rubbish, blah blah blah. So the police friend can find this person.
Okay.
And then after he told me this story, because it's more like a road rage. Yeah. So after that, I'm just sick. We're sitting at the coffee shop, right? So after the story, I'm like, my heart's like, boom.
Why is that?
Yeah. Well, I start judging him,
Okay.
And then not long after, I go to the I said to him, I need to go to the bathroom. Okay. So I went to the bathroom. I saw the waitress. I said, oh, by the way, how much is the coffee? Yeah, can I pay for it? So I pay for it, and then I come back from the bathroom. I said, oh, I'm in the rush. I'm in the rush, So, but anyway, I just I pay for the coffee already. I see you next time, okay? Yeah, because his make-up story, and because he's angry or whatever.
Yeah.
And not only he's angry, he actually do crazy actions.
Yeah.
So why I want to know someone like that? That is dangerous.
Yeah. Like same for me. Like if I'm chatting with the guy, and then if we agree to meet up, and he doesn't want to give his number, he's just say we'll just message on this app. I'm just gonna block him because what if you see that person and he something happens to you? You can't be easily that traced because we were not texting by a number.
Yes.
So